All right, let's get this situated here. Hello, my name is Noah Voss, and I'm here doing my presentation for the Microbiology Lab portion of the semester. And the title of this assignment is Bacteria in the Environment. And the one that I chose off of the given document is Halothiobacillus sp, which is commonly known as one of the forms of sulfur. And I am in the Monday 315 lab class. So Halothiobacillus sp. It is a sulfur oxidizing bacteria, and one of the criteria of this assignment is to give a Christian worldview perspective. And so the verse that I chose as it relates to microbiology and the environment and all of these things is the earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. And that includes bacteria down to the smallest cell, which I think is pretty cool. So the habitat and distribution, the natural environment of this Halothiobacillus sp is sulfur-rich aquatic environments. Those especially hot springs, you could think Yellowstone National Park, the Grand Prismatic Springs, volcanic vents under the ocean, and geothermal areas where reduced sulfur compounds are abundant. And then the distribution or anthropogenic sites. These are primarily in mining environments, so acid mine drainage systems, sulfur mines, and areas with heavy metal content contamination where sulfur oxidation occurs. The morphology and structure, the cell shape and size. It is a rod-shaped bacteria or bacillus, typically 0 0.5 micrometers in width, and its range is between 1 to 3 micrometers in length. And to the right, you will see what this looks like under a microscope, as well as the source for the image. And then the motility. It is a motile bacteria via its polar or sometimes lateral flagella, which allow it to move towards the sulfur compounds that have similar structures. The metabolic classification, its carbon source is an autotroph. It fixes CO2 from the atmosphere using the Calvin-Benson-Bassam cycle, also known as the Calvin cycle for short. It does not require organic carbon compounds for growth. Its energy source, it's a chemotroph, so that means it obtains its energy through chemical oxidation or reduced sulfur compounds rather than from light, like a phototroph. The sulfur cycle participation, its primary role is sulfur oxidation. Halothiobacillus species are key players in the sulfur cycle. They oxidize reduced sulfur compounds, H2S, S0, S2O3, 2 negative, to sulfate, which is a more commonly known one that we talk about in microbiology and chemistry and such. And this makes sulfur a valuable element on the periodic table available to other organisms. Below are the key oxidation reactions. I'm not going to read them because they're a little wordy, but basically the first one is hydrogen disulfide to sulfuric acid. Oh, excuse me. Elemental sulfur to sulfuric acid. And the final one is thiosulfate to sulfate. The biotechnology applications, the bioremediation of contaminated sites. The application, it's used to treat acid mine drainage, as mentioned before, and it removes toxic hydrogen sulfide from contaminated water and soil. The mechanism, how it does this, is it oxidizes H2S and other reduced sulfur compounds, preventing toxic buildup and other environmental damage. Another example is biomining and metal recovery. The sulfuric acid produced by Halothiobacillus can solubilize metals from ores, again, the mining aspect, and it enables extraction of copper, gold, and other valuable metals through the bioleaching processes. And then these will be my references per the presentation.